guys, today we're not going to be out in the water. Today we're going to be talking about the Texas Parks and Wildlife ShareLunker catch kit. I just got this in the mail recently. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to talk a little bit how the program works and then how you might be able to get one of these as well and what all is inside the box. So Texas Parks and Wildlife is teamed up with Toyota, and now they have the ShareLunker program. Before, it used to be if you caught a 13+ pound bass between the months of January to March during the spawning season, they'd use that to spawn the bass. And the past few years, they came up with a new program where now they're getting data from big bass throughout Texas throughout the whole year. So now they have 4 different classifications. They have an 8+ pound or 24 inches or larger bass. That's your lunker class. And then they have a 10+ pound bass classification, and that's your elite class. And then they have the, let me check real quick so I don't say the wrong thing. They have the legend, so you can see on the box right here. They have the legend class, which is if you catch a 13-pound bass or larger throughout the year. It's not just during the spawning months, so if you still catch a 13-pounder throughout the year, you can still be in that legend class. And then you have the legacy class, which is a 13-pound or larger bass that's caught in those spawning months. So that's how the lunker program used to be before they switched to this 4 classification system so they can get more data throughout the year. So this catch kit I got because I caught a bass in March of this year. I went to Austin hoping I could catch a big bass. I know a lot of lakes up there have some really big bass, and I decided to go to Lady Bird Lake and Decker Lake for a weekend and fish and just in hopes of catching a big one. And just so worked out that my first day on Lady Bird Lake, I was fishing with jackhammer chatterbait, and let me grab it real quick. So this jackhammer chatterbait, a lot of y'all have heard about now, the pros and everybody. It's been kind of the hot lure for the past year or so in all the professional tournaments. A little bit more expensive lure, as most of y'all know. It's like a $15 chatterbait, but just a solid white half-ounce jackhammer chatterbait with a Z-Man trailer. This is the Razor Shad trailer, and the color was the deal. So this is the exact same trailer and chatterbait that I caught my bass on. I was fishing behind an island, and I cast it up near a log. I was laying down in the water, and I was sitting about 8 foot, and this bass came up and grabbed it, and I could see the fish. The water's relatively clear on that lake, coming towards me. I knew it was a big one, but I just didn't know how big it was. And it got right beside the kayak. It took a real hard dive, so I released the button on my reel, and it dove down. And I thought I was doing okay, just letting it slowly rip line off with just putting thumb pressure on it. And then when I finally decided to engage the reel to start reeling it back in, I realized it had gone down in a tree below me. So I didn't realize there was some submerged trees underneath me as well. And so it wrapped up in there, and there's a lot of zebra mussels now in Ladybird, so I was scared it was about to cut me off. So I one-handed paddled up the direction I thought the fish swam into the tree, and then he gave it a little bit of pressure, and thankfully that bass popped back out of the tree, and I was able to get it in. And it just so happened to be a 24-inch exactly largemouth bass, but it was not over 8 pounds. It ended up being 7.17 pounds, which comes out to about 7 pounds 3 ounces. I've actually got a video of the release of that fish, so I'm going to show that here so y'all can see the release of it. 24 inches, 7.17 pounds on a jackhammer chatterbait. I'm gonna release her. Absolute beast. There she goes. Alright, so y'all saw the video of the release. It's really important to release those big fish because they are the genetics that keep the Texas bass population just so healthy. I think that's part of the reason why Texas has such a good bass population, a large bass population, is partly because Texas Parks and Wildlife does such a good job of managing them, but also I think anglers also in the state of Texas are really good about releasing their fish, and I highly recommend that if you do catch those larger female fish, especially on the spawn, release those fish. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the box now. Again, this is the Texas Parks and Wildlife ShareLunker catch kit, sponsored by Toyota. So open it up. So inside the box, you're gonna have your decal. So this decal will be based on which of these 4 classifications that you fell into. So I was in the lunker classification. Mine wasn't over 8 pounds, but like I said, if you catch one over 24 inches, despite how heavy it is, you can apply for this program. So this is your decal, so you get that because I was in the 24-inch classification bass. Next thing it's going to be in the box is going to be a Toyota Texas Parks and Wildlife ShareLunker hatch. So pretty cool. So that way you can wear it around. Lets everyone know that you caught a ShareLunker. Pretty cool hat. So nice. And then they also give you a little bit of tackle. So they got different types of tackle. So they got some Gamakatsu, just EWG worm hooks, 3/0. They gave me some Zoom green pumpkin 6-inch lizards. So these would be real good with those 3/0 Gamakatsu hooks. You could either Carolina rig them or Texas rig them, however you want to do it. So green pumpkin's always a great color no matter where you're at. So it's pretty cool. And then they also gave us some baby ribbit frogs. So I haven't used these yet, but these would be a good topwater frog lure. I've heard great things about these, so I'm curious to try it out, especially since I've been frog fishing quite a bit. Summertime, so always a great topwater to use in the summer. This is more of a moving frog. It's not like your hollow body where you're going to pause in place. This is a constant moving bait that you're going to reel it over grass or around trees, any type of like cover in the water. In addition to that, they do give you a little packet in here. So this is a fish scale genetics analysis packet, and it kind of tells you how to do it. So this is one thing I didn't do when I caught mine, and I wish I had been able to, but I just didn't have anything to put scales in. So part of this program is when you can use an app to submit your fish. So when you submit your fish in the app, you can also mail in scales, and the scales actually help the fish lab in Athens, Texas, kind of get some genetics on your fish and kind of see what makes that fish big. It'll help them with their research in terms of growing bigger fish for Texas. So they give you this, so if I do catch another one in the future, that way I can at least submit the scales for them and they can do a little bit more research. So pretty cool box. Not a ton of tackle. I don't know if the tackle changes based on your classification, if you get more tackle, if you get different brands of tackle, I don't know. But pretty cool, really easy. Just download the app on any phone you've got. It's just called the ShareLunker app. All you do is take a picture of your fish, and then you just enter in some information about it and you submit it, and then you'll get an email back saying whether you were accepted into the program or if you're, for whatever reason, your fish was denied. So pretty cool. Go out there. Hopefully I'll catch some big fish. Hope you catch a ShareLunker this year. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully next time we'll be out in the water and we'll be catching some fish to show y'all. See y'all later.